Welcome back to another Tera Plays Tera video. Alright, so in today's video, I'll be covering everything that has been changed within the patch notes 101.01. So, let's get started. The first thing I want to go over is the dungeons. There is no change to the dungeon list, except that Echolas Quarantine has been added as a 457. Do note, yes, this dungeon is in Korean. They've done a lot of that mistakes again. No big deal. You get Kai's Essence from here, Protection, Energy, just like AAHM and CS and all the other 457s. This dungeon is a 2-boss dungeon, and if you guys want to know more about how to run it, stay to the end of this video where I'll put a full run through, or go ahead and check out my Menma's guide to running it. I will say the mechanics are slightly different on Menmas. They either hit harder or there's just slightly a bit more of them. But overall, you'll understand how to clear the dungeon. If you're wondering about exact drops, I can say roughly from running it already, you get about 20 ecto, give or take, from one run. And you get about 15 essence, or 15 energy, excuse me. You get 15 energy per run. And those are, I think, the two biggest mats that people are hunting down at this point. And that's about it. All the dungeons have stayed. Nothing's been removed. Alright, within that, we did get some gear changes. For those that are wondering, you can now upgrade your bracelet. So we can now upgrade this to a perfect power bracelet. The only difference is you get an extra 30 modifier at the start. You need one power source, and I'm going to be honest, after looking through all the tiers, our current bracelet total is 902, and I can tell you plus 9 of this new bracelet's total will be 992. You only get an extra 90 attack modifier, and you have to get it all the way to plus 9. Which means you need 10 power sources total that we can tell so far. Don't do this. Don't do this to yourselves. This is a pay-to-win strat that Crafton is taking. Eventually, power sources will be grindable, but just know that right now it's most likely not worth upgrading until you get more power sources. Or maybe they'll change this and make it more worth, but it's really not worth until you at least get plus 8 after looking at the notes. So that's the power sources, which leads, we'll get into where to get that from the battle pass in just a second. The next thing I want to go over is the belt upgrade. Now some of you might be like, whoa, what do you mean a belt upgrade? You cannot currently upgrade your Fraxum belt. If you hunt down and get an extra Heroic Oath belt, I was lucky I had an extra Guardian belt stuffed in my bank from years ago. You can upgrade this Kaya's Fury belt, believe it or not. You get extra item level above both the Heroic Oath and Fraxum belt. You get a little bit extra defense modifier, some extra HP, one extra power. No, the power is the same on Fraxum. You gain 1 power from Fraxum as well. So the power is the same, but you do gain 1 endurance. And here are the resources you need to get it. Friends have told me when you fail, you get 1% extra chance. So I'll be trying to hunt down and get a Kai's Fury's belt. But for now, we will use Fraxum. So those are the two main gear changes. And we went over dungeon changes. So the last thing is the battle pass has been finally added. Rewards are pretty standard. Nothing broken like last time where you could grind out a bunch of stigmas for free. Which means all the classes should be changed and fixed. The biggest reward I want to point out in this battle pass that is very much going to be wanted and sought out for is the level 90. I passed it. I apologize. The level 90 power source. That's what you need to upgrade your bracelet. So currently that power source is tucked away in the battle pass. You can speed up by getting it by not forcing the levels, but if we go over to the good old Tera store, don't be fooled, the Battle Plus again shows a bracelet, but if you buy the Battle Pass Plus, you get a power source as well. So, by applying a Battle Pass, getting it to level 90, and by the Battle Pass Plus, you get a total of 2 power sources. If you don't want to buy the Plus, and you buy the normal Battle Pass, you can get a power source getting it to level 90. So those are all the major changes as far as gear and dungeons. The last changes that they've done to the game that some people may have noticed is basically Slayers got a 20% increase in all damage or in the skills that matter. Warriors got roughly a 15%. Some of our skills got 20, some skills got 15 or 10. Overall rounds out to about 15% damage increase. Gunners got a slight buff. After talking to a friend who is a huge Gunner fan, they said that the changes to Gunner are not worth it. Doesn't give the Gunners what they need. Gunners need quality of life change, and I'm sorry to report to all you Gunner fans out there, that did not happen. So hopefully soon. It's looking like Warrior is in a much better slot along with Slayers. And that's all the changes. So let's jump over into Akalath Quarantine. and that's the end of the video. So if you've liked this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you like all of my content and you're not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Should be in the bottom right of the corner, or just go down and hit subscribe. That's about it. Hope to see you in Aboria, gamers.